Hey gang, it's me. I trust this finds you well. Today we are going to be looking at the life of Dr. Bantu Noqekwa from Gqeberha in South Africa, formerly known as Port Elizabeth. Dr. Bantu Noqekwa was born on the 14th of February 1966 in Gqeberha. Bantu was one of 3 boys from his parents, and he was described by those who know him as a people's person. Dr. Bantu is described by the community as a humble and a smart person. Dr. Bantu completed his matric in Transkei, Eastern Cape. After completing his matric, he went to Gauteng, where he studied medicine at Medunsa, now known as Sefako Makgatho University. He completed his medical degree in 1996. He went back home to Port Elizabeth, where he did his internship at Livingstone Hospital. It was around this time that he met a young girl named Ethel Mpahlwa. They fell in love, and as they say, the rest is history. In 1998, after completing his internship, he opened his own medical practice in Enjoli, KwaZakhele, where he grew up. Bantu's vision to develop his own community, and it was very important for him to use his skills that he had acquired to serve them. In 2000, Bantu and Ethel decided to get married. 2 years later, their firstborn arrived. It was a boy child, and they named him Noqekwa Noqekwa. The couple proceeded and had 2 more sons, which means they had 3 sons in total. Unfortunately, due to irreconcilable differences that have not been disclosed to the public, the couple could not remain together, so they parted their ways. They tried to co-parent the children after the divorce, and this seemed like a mammoth task because the couple were no longer in good terms with one another. Dr. Bantu shared with some of his friends the challenges that he was facing. There were even rumors that there were threats against his life, but this could not be substantiated. The kids were staying with their mom and were still in school, except for the firstborn, Kanyisa, who by this time was at varsity. Ethel allegedly started plotting the death of her ex-husband, and in this process involved her son, who was at the time 22 years old. Ethel approached her firstborn son and narrated a story alleging that his father, Bantu, was plotting to kill her. The son, being perplexed of these claims, replied and said, "Well, if he's trying to kill you, perhaps we should organize his departure so that his plans are not fulfilled." Close quote. They then agreed that Ethel would organize a hit. This information was solicited from the subsequent confession made by Noqekwa to the police after the burial of his father Bantu. Ethel organized the hit after her discussion with Kanyisa. She spoke to 4 young men who would actually go and do the hit. One of the young men is a 19-year-old boy. They agreed that the hit will be done during business hours in his surgery so that it looks like a common robbery. And they further agreed that it would cost 500,000 rands. Ethel furnished the young men with a 6,000 rands deposit with the agreement that they will collect the rest after the job has been done. In the afternoon of the 3rd of May of 2023, 4 young men entered into Dr. Bantu's surgery, tied him up to his examination bed, and shot him once in the head. Once they had made sure he was dead, they took the surveillance cameras and left the scene. The community in Port Elizabeth is angry and devastated at the same time by this untimely death of the servant of the people, as Dr. Bantu was known. The hitmen called Ethel to advise her that the job was done and to ascertain where they could meet with her. Ethel in turn called Kanyisa from Boardwalk Shopping Center to advise him that the job was done. Moments later, she met with the hitman at KFC nearby to discuss compensation. Remember, they had agreed on 500,000. It was in this meeting that she advised the 4 young men that she will only pay them 1,000 rands to go and cleanse themselves, and the rest would be paid to them at a future date once Khanyisa has made the insurance claim as agreed. This is fascinating if you now understand that the same Khanyisa has turned state witness. The meeting at KFC was their last meeting. 2 weeks or so later, Bantu was laid to rest. What was remarkable is that Khanyisa spoke during the funeral and did not so much give a hint of his involvement. Remember, according to his testimony to the police after the funeral, he was the co-conspirator in his father's death. After the funeral, the police continued with their investigation and many people were questioned, and there was no progress at all. Then something strange happened. Khanyisa decided to confess. He went to the police and disclosed all the conversations that he had with his mother and unveiled the plan that they engineered together. At this time, Ethel, the mother, had fled to the mother city, that is Cape Town. In the absence of any progress in the case, the police accepted Khanyisa's confession. But prior to that, they verified his claims by checking surveillance cameras of all the places the four men went to immediately after the hit based on the information provided to them by Khanyisa. After this, they decided to actually accept him as a state witness. This means that he would not be charged for the actual murder of his father, because then he would help the police to catch the killers as well as the mastermind, his mother. Ethel was found in one of their flats at Cape Town, and she was immediately arrested and brought back to Port Elizabeth, where she was sent to jail and denied bail. The reason she was denied bail is because she is a flight risk and she could influence the witness or help the witness change his mind. She remains behind bars until the matter goes to trial and the trial is finalized. The magistrate made it very clear that because one of the witnesses is her biological son, she certainly would change the witness's mind. A few weeks ago, I did a video wherein I asked why South Africans are so angry. With what we have observed in this video, the question has become more relevant. This does bring an end to this video. Do you think that justice will be served when Bantu's firstborn, who had planned with her mother to kill his father, is not sent to jail? Do you think without Khanyisa's confession, the hitman and the mastermind would have been arrested? Assuming, of course, you believe that the mastermind is the mother and not Khanyisa himself. Please share your thoughts below in the comment section. The trial is continuing. The sentencing has not yet been done. Please also advise if you'd like me to do similar videos in future. Now, before you click away, do not forget to like the video. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do. Help me to grow this channel. Cheers.